Wonderful fibre. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Another good heat here, Ian. I see we've got the young Australian girl, Kayla Garner. Made it through to the quarterfinals. She competed last night. Very, very good competitor. We have on table 2 from Te Awamutu, Kieran Herbert. Table number 3, Rā Tapu Moa, Kai Tangata. And on table number 4, from Wanganui, Joanne Kumiro. So these gun wool handlers, they just keep coming in.
Yes, they do, and that's good to see. It's always good to see a mixture of experience and young competitors coming through. That's a lot about how our industry works. Experienced people, because at the end of the day, while they're competing against each other, they're also very good at helping each other too. And that's how our younger ones coming through pick up the trade, so to speak. Here we are now, long blow time. First fleece, starting to prepare it to get it ready to put on the table. Top knot or cheek coming off. All the shearers going down the last side now. Wool handlers preparing the fleece, finding that offside leg, or the first back leg that was shorn off the sheep. Pretty well back at the start of it. First fleece going on the table with Kieran. Nice, gentle throw. Kayla's on the table. Looks nice too. Kieran's particularly good. Ratapu, a little bit of an overhang, but otherwise pretty good. And Joanne's looks pretty near perfect down there to me, Toma.
It's pretty good, Ian. Pretty good. A little bit of bunching up the top, but not a lot for that judge to do. That judge is sort of standing there twiddling her thumbs a little bit.
Belly wool coming off now. The wool handlers need to get the belly and have a look at it, and there'll be a frib part of it at the top, which has come off the brisket. When the sheep lies down, the brisket touches the ground and gets quite yellow and matted, and it's short and generally very yellow in colour. So that needs to come off, because the belly wool is actually not bad wool. It's usually a bit shorter and not as good a colour as the fleece wool, but it's not bad wool either. It does fetch a reasonable price, and the frib left on it will contaminate it or downgrade the price. Kayla started to roll up, then saw the cheek coming off, dashed back to the shearer. Now she'll be thinking about her roll up. What am I going to do with this? Great to see an Australian competitor here in New Zealand. Experienced girls, probably more with fine wool. I'm guessing with that. I don't know, Kayla. Fleece number 2. Once again, Kieran first on the table. Just nice, gentle push out. Kayla looks pretty good here. Your end, Toma.
Joanne has got another wonderful throw. Tapu as well, all her fleeces on the table. Little wee bit of bunching. These fleeces, they are quite challenging, Ian. They look like they're holding together, but you can't put too much pressure on them, otherwise they'll end up all over the place.
No. If you had a high-calorie breakfast, you'd throw it off the table, all right. But they're typical Wairarapa fleeces, aren't they? Lovely colour, not cotted, hold together, but still loose and pliable. So present quite a challenge, because if you do throw them too hard, they will go over the edge of the table. But you've also got to throw them hard enough to get them out flat so that they don't bunch as well.
Just watching this Kieran Herbert, Ian. She is really hardened into her work, isn't she?
I was just watching her too. Yeah. She's right into it, isn't she, Kieran? Top competitor. Competes fiercely, and I'd say probably just about every wool handling show in the country at some stage. She travels around the country, has a quick check around there, wool on the table, gives the table a bang. If there's wool left on the table before, as they throw the next fleece and the next fleece lands on it, the judge will take that into account. Fleece number 3, all on the table now. Ratapu's looked pretty good. Slide overhang, Kieran's was very good, and Kayla's looked pretty good too.
Yeah, down here on table number 4, Joanne had another great throw. Ratapu's just had a little peppy, so she's a new mummy, so she'll be spending a lot more time at home than probably what she wants to, but she's still right up there with these other competitors at the moment. Shearers into the undermine, all 4 wool handlers right there with their shearers. They can't afford to let the shearers get too far in front, can they, Ian? Because once a shearer gets in front of you, you're on the back foot the whole way.
Yes, that's right. Ideally for a wool handling competition, and you see Paddy there looking down the board, just checking his troops. Ideally to keep a wool handling competition as fair as possible, you do want them staying together and finishing at the same time so that everybody has a fair go.
Long blow time for these shearers. Wool handlers are right there with them. All of these wool handlers are very, very experienced, very good competitors. A lot of these wool handlers, except for Kayla, are no stranger to the stages, are they, Ian?
No. Takes a lot of experience to get to this level. And it's fair to say, I would imagine they've all worked their way up through the grades. And as we talked about earlier, they learn off other people. They learn by watching for a start, but also they talk amongst themselves. The interpretation of the rules, little pointers that they can give each other to help each other too.
Final fleece about to hit the table. Joanne's the first one there.
Oh,
beautiful.
Look at that. God. Kieran's was pretty similar too, very good. Kayla's was good, but in fact they all look good. But certainly Joanne's and Kieran's, excellent throws.
1 minute and 10 seconds in as all these wool handlers have got. Then it's 1 point per second. At the moment we're probably getting on to the 35-40 second mark. So the time, it just keeps ticking. Kieran down there on table number 2. Roll up time for her, as is the Aussie girl on table number 1. Joanne down here on table number 4. She's rolled up the fleece as well. There's Ratapu Moore. All of these wool handlers, they're all pretty much neck and neck at the moment. Joanne pushes the table out of the road. Get out of the road, table. Into the table they go. These wool handlers, they're all pretty much neck and neck. That young Kayla down there on table number 1, she's quick as lightning with that broom, Ian.
She's going quick, isn't she? Look at it. Time's ticking by. They're very conscious of that. The ante's been upped. Broom's going. Joanne's hands up. Time down there on table 4. Kieran, table 2. Kayla, table 1. All finished.
What a heat.
Do you think they would have made the seal time, Toma?